Listen closely. Love doesn't start with fireworks, it starts with truth. A real relationship between a man and a woman is not just about romance, chemistry, or the exciting moments that make your heart race. It's about something far deeper. It's about two people choosing every day to show up with honesty, with presence, and with courage. Because love doesn't happen to you. Love is built by you. When two people begin to truly know each other, they open a space where friendship forms. Not the casual kind, but the kind where you can say, "This is who I really am." And the other person doesn't flinch. They lean in. They listen. They understand. That's where attraction becomes meaningful. Deep, lasting connection doesn't come from perfect moments. It comes from imperfect ones. The moments when you communicate even when communication feels uncomfortable. When you choose patience over pride. When you choose understanding over being right. And companionship, that isn't about never feeling lonely. It's about knowing there is someone who chooses to stand with you, even on the days you don't feel like the best version of yourself. The truth is, you don't need someone who completes you. You need someone who complements your strength, matches your effort, and respects your heart. A man and a woman grow stronger together, not because they never disagree, but because they never stop trying, never stop learning, never stop giving the love they want to receive. So choose the relationship where the friendship is real, the love is intentional, and the companionship is a daily decision, not a temporary feeling. Because the strongest relationships are not built on perfection. They are built on presence. They are built on effort. They are built on two people who say, "I'm with you, not just today, but every day I choose to be." And that choice, that is where real love lives. Connection begins with honesty. Because honesty is the doorway through which two people finally meet each other without masks, without roles, and without the pressure to appear stronger, happier, or more certain than they actually are. When honesty enters a relationship, it becomes the foundation on which trust is built, and trust is the element that allows love, friendship, and companionship to grow in a meaningful way. Without honesty, connection becomes fragile, constantly threatened by doubts, assumptions, and unspoken fears. But when two people choose openness, they choose to make their relationship a space where truth can breathe and where both hearts feel safe. Honesty isn't just about telling the truth when asked. It's about the courage to express what you really feel, what you truly need, and what affects you on the inside. It allows a man and a woman to understand each other beyond surface-level interactions. It lets them explore the real stories behind each other's behaviors, the reasons behind their reactions, and the emotions behind their silence. When a person shares their truth, they are offering the deepest part of themselves, something that can only be given to someone they trust. This honesty becomes a powerful bridge, connecting two worlds and turning them into one shared space of mutual understanding. A relationship that starts with honesty has the strength to survive challenges. When problems arise, instead of withdrawing or pretending everything is fine, truthful connection encourages conversation, clarity, and solutions. It makes room for vulnerability, one of the strongest components of emotional intimacy. With honesty, even difficult topics can be discussed without fear of judgment, because both individuals know they are working together, not against each other. They aren't trying to win arguments, they are trying to preserve the bond that matters to both of them. Honesty also nurtures emotional attraction. When someone feels they can be completely themselves, the connection deepens naturally. They feel seen, heard, valued. This comfort builds a friendship within the romantic relationship. The kind of friendship that becomes the heart of lasting love. It turns two people from strangers into partners, from partners into companions, and from companions into a team that moves through life with shared purpose. What makes honesty powerful is that it invites reciprocity. When one person opens up, it gives the other permission to do the same. It creates emotional balance. Both individuals know the relationship is not built on illusions or assumptions, but on truth and clarity. This transparency brings peace, because neither person has to wonder what the other is thinking or feeling. They know. They communicate. They understand. A strong connection doesn't require perfection. It requires truth. When honesty is present, love becomes more than a feeling. It becomes a daily act of showing up with sincerity, expressing your heart with courage, and trusting the other person to receive it with care. A relationship grounded in truth becomes a place where both people can grow, heal, laugh, learn, and choose each other again and again. Not because they have to, but because the connection is real. Love grows through small actions, because it is the little things that gradually shape the heart and strengthen the bond between two people. Grand gestures can be beautiful, but they are rare moments. What truly sustains a connection are the consistent, quiet acts of care that happen every day. These small actions may seem simple on the surface, yet they carry meaning far deeper than their size suggests. When someone remembers your preferences, listens with full attention, or offers comfort when you're stressed, these moments accumulate and slowly build emotional security. They show presence, effort, and intention, elements that make love feel steady, real, and dependable. Love thrives when effort is shown, not only during celebrations or dramatic events, but in the ordinary routines of life. It grows when someone sends a message just to check on you, when they notice you're tired without you saying a word, or when they make time for you even on days full of responsibilities. These actions communicate something powerful. You matter to me. I see you. I care. This sense of being valued and appreciated strengthens emotional intimacy and deepens the connection in a way no words alone can achieve. Small actions also reveal character. Anyone can speak beautifully about love, but the person who shows it through consistent care is the one who truly understands what partnership means. Acts like offering help without being asked, giving thoughtful attention, or simply being present during difficult moments demonstrate reliability. They prove that love is not only a feeling but a practice, something cultivated through choices and behaviors that reinforce the bond. These gestures remind each person that they are not alone, creating a sense of companionship that grows stronger with time. When small acts of love become a pattern, they create a rhythm in the relationship. This rhythm becomes familiar, comforting, and deeply meaningful. It is through this steady presence that trust develops. A person begins to understand not only that they are loved, but that they are loved consistently. They learn to lean into the relationship with confidence, knowing that kindness and care will be offered not occasionally, but continually. These daily expressions of love also keep the relationship emotionally alive. They prevent distance from creeping in and protect the bond from becoming routine or disconnected. When someone takes a moment to compliment you, to listen with empathy, or to do something thoughtful without expecting anything in return, it nurtures warmth between both hearts. It reminds each person that love is something actively created, not passively expected. Small actions have the power to repair, strengthen, and renew. They can soften tension after disagreements, ease stress during difficult periods, and bring joy during ordinary days. They become reminders that love is not measured by dramatic declarations but by the steady presence of care. Over time, these small moments form a deep reservoir of connection. They shape a relationship into something lasting, meaningful, and emotionally rich, proving that real love grows not from occasional intensity, but from consistent everyday devotion. Friendship fuels deep attraction because it creates the emotional foundation that allows two people to truly connect beyond physical appearance or fleeting excitement. Physical attraction can spark interest, but friendship is what turns that spark into something lasting. When two people genuinely enjoy each other's company, understand each other's humor, and feel comfortable sharing their thoughts without fear of judgment, the attraction that grows from that space becomes deeper, richer, and more meaningful. Friendship becomes the thread that weaves two lives together in a natural, effortless way, allowing affection to develop gradually and authentically. When a relationship includes real friendship, both individuals feel free to be themselves. There is no need to impress, hide flaws, or present a perfect image. Instead, they show their true personality, and that vulnerability becomes a powerful source of connection. Suddenly, simple moments, laughing at something silly, talking for hours about random topics, or sitting quietly together, become moments that strengthen the bond. Friendship removes pressure and replaces it with ease. And where ease exists, attraction grows because both people can relax, open up, and genuinely enjoy each other. Deep attraction thrives on understanding. When two people know each other as friends, they understand not only each other's strengths but also their fears, dreams, frustrations, and hopes. This emotional closeness creates a kind of magnetism that is different from the initial excitement of meeting someone new. It's the kind of attraction that is not easily shaken because it's built on knowing, appreciating, and valuing the whole person. When someone feels understood, their heart naturally leans closer, and this emotional closeness intensifies desire in a way that superficial connections never can. Friendship also builds trust, and trust strengthens the emotional pull between two people. It allows them to confide in each other and to feel safe sharing their deepest thoughts. This emotional safety brings them even closer, making the attraction feel stable and comforting rather than uncertain or temporary. When you trust someone, you let them into your world. When they trust you, they let you into theirs. This exchange of openness becomes a bond that draws both hearts together with quiet strength. Another way friendship fuels attraction is through shared experiences. The small memories created over time, inside jokes, conversations, adventures, challenges faced together, become a part of the relationship story. These shared moments create connection points that build emotional intimacy. As the friendship grows through these shared experiences, the attraction naturally deepens because both individuals feel woven into each other's lives in a meaningful way. The beauty of attraction rooted in friendship is that it lasts. It is not dependent on appearance, mood, or external circumstances. It is not fragile or easily shaken by conflict. Instead, it is steady because it grows from respect, warmth, understanding, and genuine companionship. When two people are friends first, they create a connection that can withstand challenges and continue to evolve. Friendship becomes the quiet but powerful force that keeps attraction alive, meaningful, and full of depth. Respect strengthens commitment because it forms the emotional structure that allows two people to remain steady, loyal, and connected through both easy moments and difficult ones. Without respect, even the strongest feelings can fade, because love cannot survive in an environment where one person feels unseen, disregarded, or undervalued. Respect is the force that protects the bond, creating a sense of dignity, safety, and worth within the relationship. When two people treat each other with genuine regard, they build a foundation that naturally supports long-term commitment. Respect shows itself in the way partners speak to each other. Words can build or destroy, and when respect is present, both individuals choose language that uplifts rather than wounds. They communicate with care, even during disagreements, because they understand that the relationship matters more than winning an argument. When someone knows their partner will not belittle them, insult them, or dismiss their feelings, their heart feels secure. This emotional security strengthens their willingness to remain committed, because they feel valued and protected within the relationship. Respect also appears in the way partners listen. True listening means giving full attention, understanding the emotions behind the words, and responding with intention rather than impatience. When someone listens with sincerity, they show that the other person's thoughts and experiences matter. This simple act deepens the connection because it makes both individuals feel that they are important to each other's inner world. Over time, this consistent understanding reinforces commitment as both people feel that they are truly seen. Respect becomes even more powerful when it is expressed through actions. It means honoring boundaries, acknowledging needs, and supporting personal growth. Partners who respect each other do not try to control, limit, or change one another. Instead, they encourage individuality and celebrate each other's strengths. They understand that commitment does not mean losing themselves but growing alongside someone who appreciates their uniqueness. This kind of support creates a relationship where both individuals can flourish without fear of judgment or suppression. In moments of conflict, respect becomes the anchor that keeps the relationship steady. Disagreements are inevitable, but the way they are handled determines whether the bond weakens or strengthens. When partners approach conflict with patience, fairness, and empathy, they protect the relationship from unnecessary damage. They choose solutions instead of resentment, clarity instead of accusations, and teamwork instead of opposition. This respectful approach creates trust, and trust is one of the strongest elements of commitment. Respect also nurtures long-term devotion by reinforcing emotional safety. When someone feels safe with their partner, they naturally open their heart more. They share dreams, fears, and vulnerabilities, knowing they will be treated with care. This openness deepens emotional intimacy, and emotional intimacy deepens commitment. It becomes easier to stay, easier to try, and easier to love when both people feel honored in the relationship. Ultimately, respect is the quiet force that keeps love steady. It turns temporary affection into lasting devotion, shaping a relationship where two people choose each other not out of obligation, but out of genuine admiration and trust. Through respect, commitment becomes natural, strong, and enduring. Vulnerability creates closeness because it allows two people to meet each other with truth instead of performance. When you choose to be open about your fears, insecurities, hopes, and emotions, you create a space where real connection can grow. Pretending to be perfect may protect you from judgment, but it also keeps you distant. Vulnerability removes that distance. It replaces guardedness with authenticity, allowing two hearts to truly understand one another. When someone sees the real you and stays, the bond becomes deeper and more meaningful than anything created through polished appearances or rehearsed confidence. Opening up emotionally is not about oversharing or seeking sympathy. It is about letting someone see who you are beneath the layers you show the world. It takes courage to reveal the parts of yourself that feel fragile, but that courage is what builds intimacy. When two people share their truths with each other, trust naturally forms, because both understand that the other is offering something sacred. This exchange of honesty becomes the beginning of emotional closeness, forming a connection strong enough to withstand fear and uncertainty. Vulnerability also encourages understanding. When a person expresses what they feel instead of hiding behind anger, silence, or avoidance, it becomes easier for their partner to relate, empathize, and respond with sensitivity. Instead of guessing what is wrong, they receive clarity. Instead of assuming, they listen. This transparency prevents unnecessary distance and brings both individuals closer because they communicate from a place of sincerity rather than defensiveness. When both people share their inner experiences honestly, they build a bridge toward deeper emotional harmony. Vulnerability strengthens closeness by allowing mutual healing. Everyone carries emotional wounds, doubts, and memories that shape how they show up in relationships. When these things remain hidden, they create barriers. But when partners feel safe enough to talk about their pain, they begin to feel supported in ways that transform the relationship. Being vulnerable allows each person to say, "I trust you with this part of me," and that trust becomes a foundation for deeper love. It turns the relationship into a space where both individuals can grow, where healing happens naturally through understanding and acceptance. Revealing your true self also invites reciprocity. When you take the first step and show your heart, it encourages the other person to do the same. They feel safe following your honesty because you have already demonstrated that openness is welcomed, not rejected. This mutual vulnerability creates emotional balance and equality, where neither person has to carry the relationship alone. It becomes a shared experience built on honesty and emotional generosity. Closeness thrives when defensiveness is replaced with emotional presence. Walls may protect you temporarily, but they also keep love at a distance. When you let those walls down, you allow someone to see your humanity, and that is where real connection is born. Vulnerability transforms relationships from shallow to deep, from uncertain to secure, from temporary to lasting. By choosing vulnerability, you create a relationship where two people can stand together without fear of being misunderstood or judged. It becomes a bond built on truth, trust, and emotional intimacy, proving that closeness is not created by perfection, but by the courage to be real. Companionship is a daily choice because relationships are sustained not by the intensity of emotion, but by the consistent decision to show up, participate, and remain connected. Love may begin with excitement, chemistry, and longing, but companionship is what carries a relationship through everyday life. It is the quiet, steady commitment to choose each other again, no matter what the day brings. It is not dependent on mood, convenience, or perfect circumstances. It is a conscious act that says, "I am here with you, and I am here for you." This daily choice gives a relationship its strength, its stability, and its depth. Companionship is built through the shared rhythms of life, talking about your day, preparing meals, solving problems, and offering comfort when stress appears. These moments may seem simple, yet they form the emotional landscape of a relationship. When two people participate in these moments with intention, they create a sense of unity. They learn each other's habits, understand each other's needs, and develop a closeness that cannot be forced or rushed. This closeness is not created through grand declarations, but through repeated actions that say, "You matter to me, not just today, but every day." Choosing companionship also means choosing patience. No one is their best self all the time. There are days when one person needs extra understanding, when life feels heavy, or when frustrations spill into the relationship. In these moments, companionship shows its true value. It steps in with compassion instead of impatience, presence instead of withdrawal, and support instead of frustration. This consistent emotional availability becomes the glue that holds the connection together during challenging moments, reinforcing the bond between two people. Companionship thrives in the effort to stay emotionally and mentally present. It is easy to drift into routine and neglect the small gestures that keep a relationship alive. But when two people consciously choose to check in, listen carefully, and make time for each other, they keep their connection active. They nurture the emotional energy that keeps love strong. This intentional presence helps prevent emotional distance from growing and keeps the relationship rooted in warmth and understanding. Another important aspect of companionship is the willingness to grow together. As individuals evolve, their relationship must evolve too. Choosing companionship daily means embracing change, supporting each other's ambitions, and adapting to new phases of life. It means being willing to learn from mistakes, communicate honestly, and rebuild closeness when life becomes overwhelming. This adaptability strengthens long-term commitment because both people know they are not navigating life alone. Companionship is also about cherishing the ordinary. Not every day will be filled with excitement, but even in the routine, two people can find joy in simply being together. Whether it's sharing meals, walking side by side, watching something together, or sitting quietly, these small experiences create emotional intimacy. They turn everyday life into something meaningful, because it is shared with someone who chooses to be there. Ultimately, companionship is the daily decision to prioritize the relationship. It is choosing connection over distraction, empathy over frustration, and understanding over distance. It turns love into something lasting and stable, reminding both people that closeness is not created once, but renewed every day through consistent, loving choices. In the end, everything in a relationship comes down to the choices two people make every single day. Honesty opens the door to real connection. Small actions nurture love and keep it alive. Friendship becomes the heartbeat of attraction, giving it depth and meaning. Respect strengthens the bond and turns affection into loyalty. Vulnerability builds closeness by allowing two hearts to meet without walls. And companionship, chosen again and again, becomes the steady force that carries the relationship forward through every season of life. A meaningful relationship is not built by accident. It is shaped by intention, effort, and mutual understanding. When two people treat each moment as an opportunity to build rather than break, love becomes something far more powerful than emotion. It becomes a partnership grounded in truth, strengthened by care, and enriched by presence. Every connection grows when both hearts remain open, consistent, and willing. So if you want a relationship that lasts, choose every day to show up with honesty, kindness, respect, vulnerability, and commitment. Because the love that endures is not the love that simply happens. It is the love that is chosen, nurtured, and protected by two people who understand its value.